Men were mainly considered as alpha male and beta male. However, as we learn more about people, we've learned that there are variations of alpha and beta, and a new personality type appears to be emerging. Sigma male, who is neither alpha nor beta and marches to the beat of his own drum. The Sigma male is a popular topic in psychology right now, and people are taking notice of what this new personality type is up to in the world. Sigma males have always existed on the periphery of society, doing their own thing. These are the ones who break and make rules. They get a lot of press for both good and bad reasons, but it's what we don't know about these personality types that keeps people interested. A Sigma male is a man who chooses to live outside of society's traditional social dominance system. Sigma males, contrary to popular belief, are not as disconnected from society's hierarchy as they would have you believe, and many of them are unaware that they play a vital part in traditional hierarchical civilizations around the world. Sigma males are known for breaking out of their comfort zones, creating beautiful things, starting enterprises, being quiet and confident partners, and being dedicated workers. If you're wondering how to tell if a man is a Sigma, here are some features that distinguish a Sigma from his beta and alpha colleagues. Number 7. He loves being alone, but he values other people. One of the first things everyone notices about a Sigma guy is how much he values his own privacy. Despite the fact that they have the ability to switch on their charisma and charm whenever they choose, Sigma guys are never more at ease than when they're alone. They're introverts who value having time and space to reflect and decompress, since other people, no matter how important they are to them, act as energy vampires around them. Having said that, Sigma males recognize the value of having valuable individuals in their lives, since they recognize that they will not be able to achieve all of their objectives on their own. This makes being in a relationship with a Sigma guy challenging, especially for women who are used to men who obsess and adore them, because those kinds of relationships might be too emotionally and psychologically draining for a Sigma guy. Sigma men are best paired with women who don't need to be near their partners all of the time. Number 6. He is a silent leader. When you think of a traditional leader, what comes to mind? Someone who is always on the front lines, surrounded by officials or subordinates. Someone who is always on the highest floor, making executive decisions. An alpha male that speaks loudly, always appears large and frightening, and doesn't appear to be someone you'd want to mess with. Sigma males, on the other hand, are just as capable of leading as alpha males, albeit with a different style. Sigma guys can always be counted on to get the job done. They have the ideal combination of self-reliance, introspection, and intelligence to solve any problem and turn inefficiency into efficiency. On your team, you should always have a Sigma man. You get an alpha male's confidence and leadership without the drawbacks of someone with a strong and fragile ego who requires regular confirmation. A Sigma male will never give up, no matter how difficult or inconvenient the situation may be. Instead, he will persevere until he finds a solution. They're the types who aren't scared to do what needs to be done, even if it's unbecoming of a leader, because the goal, not their image, is their top priority. Number 5. He has the ability to adapt to various situations. Alpha males have the ability to seize a social group or a situation by the throat and proclaim themselves the leader, although this isn't always attainable. When alpha men aren't treated with the respect and authority they believe they deserve, they revert to a less powerful version of themselves. A Sigma male has an edge in this situation. While a Sigma male can take command if necessary, they do not require the recognition of being the leader in a variety of social contexts and power dynamics. They are content to play whatever position is required of them at any given time, making them more fluid and adaptable than alpha males and hence more likely to succeed in any setting. A Sigma guy can be a follower, a leader, or anything in between with no self-imposed expectations or pressures, as long as they know they are being used efficiently and productively. The difficulty with this, though, is that it can irritate some people. The Sigma male's unabashed confidence and ability to assume any role might come across as arrogant, intimidating those around him. Number 4. He is consistent in his treatment of others around him. So much of our daily lives are based on social hierarchies, which we're exposed to as early as elementary school. Most of us grow up knowing who the popular kids are and how to act around them, and those habits, behaviors, and social structures stick with us throughout our lives. Sigma guys despise the intangible and meaningless power dynamics that are based only on undeserved social rank. They are adamantly opposed to the idea that you should treat one person one way and another because there are some unspoken laws governing what kind of person he or she is. So, unlike most of us, a Sigma male is quite content to treat everyone equally. One of the reasons they make great leaders is that they don't limit the people in the room to those who have yes-man their way to the top. Others don't fear them since they aren't competing with them, and they see value and intelligence wherever it is. Number 3. He isn't required to have a social circle in order to be himself. Because their personalities center around the reflection of themselves in other people, alpha males require structure. They enjoy knowing that they have control over others and that they are manipulating them. Their identity is frequently based on the approval of those around them. They have a hard time imagining who they really are outside of their social networks. Sigma guys are created in a unique way. They aren't scared to be a member of social circles, but they aren't as engrossed in social obligations and commitments as alpha males are. They are secure in the knowledge that their personality exists completely independent of other people's relationships. They don't follow trends, are often unaware of current events in the realm of celebrity gossip, and despise the thought of being famous, let alone a social media influencer. He is the same guy no matter what social situation he is in, which makes him simpler to deal with than the majority of others. You'll never have to relearn his personality if you grasp who he is. He will not be swayed by anyone or anything in his environment. Number 2. He recognizes the value of silence. Sigma guys are men who don't say much. They virtually never go on and on, chatting and gossiping about the minor details of their lives. And this is because, first and foremost, they are unconcerned about minor, insignificant details that may or may not matter in a day's time. But they also recognize the importance of safeguarding their own energy. And there are few things more important to a Sigma man than their own energy. But just because they're reserved doesn't mean they'll let themselves be pushed around. Sigma guys, on the other hand, are dominant introverts, whereas alpha males are dominant extroverts. They may just stroll into a room and dominate it with their presence and aura, whereas an alpha male can command the room with his voice or deeds. It's critical to offer a Sigma guy the calm time he requires when dealing with him. Most people don't realize that quiet between two people doesn't always imply a lack of vibe or connection. And being the person who can give a Sigma guy the stillness they need without making them uncomfortable is an easy way to become a pillar in their life. Number 1. He's morally dubious, at best. Sigma guys aren't necessarily the best individuals in the world, but as they say, everything is relative. Sigma males can be zealous defenders of what they believe is right or wrong, or cynical and jaded. In either case, their power makes them a force to be reckoned with in terms of the status quo. The majority of Sigma males end up in the morally ambiguous zone. They are generally reflective and intelligent enough to see that many aspects of the system are incomprehensible, and as a result, they do not demand the true respect that society accords them. They are more inclined to utilize their powers to disturb the current quo since they can see the weaknesses in social structures and don't always understand why we need to look up to them. While this does not imply that Sigma guys are horrible people, it does suggest that they should be aware of the reasoning behind everything they do and support. If they don't, they'll find it difficult to put out the effort necessary to perform something that appears to them to be foolish.